On the Small Cap Epicenter on AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show bringing the best press release out of the small cap space every morning at the open, so you can totally profit from them and maybe find your next great small cap investments. Tuesday, February 22nd. Happy belated Family Day to most of our friends in Canada, and happy belated President's Day to our friends out of the United States. With the markets closed yesterday, no wonder we've got a plethora of great press releases today. I got 5 for you, from the U.S. to Canada to China. Let's get straight to it. First up, WesternZagros Resources, TSX Venture Exchange, WZR. They announced that their block K44 prospective resources now exceed 1 billion barrels of oil and 1.75 billion barrels of oil equivalent. This is the latest in a series of independent audits by Sproul International. This audit increased the combined mean estimate of gross unrisked prospective resource of the company on Block 44 to exactly 1.09 billion barrels of oil and 1.771 billion barrels of oil equivalent when you factor in gas and condensate. WesternZagros holds a 40% working interest in Block K44. This is a production sharing contract with the Kurdistan regional government signed back in February of 2008. And this study was done in accordance with National Instrument 51-101 for a standard disclosure for oil and gas activities. The company looks like they're principally engaged in looking for oil and gas in Iraq, and they've got this production sharing contract in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. So you got to like the numbers, and you got to like the fact that they're working with the government there now. However, Iraq obviously probably a dangerous place to do business right now. A lot of political risk there, a lot of all sorts of risk there. So the company closed on Friday at 51 cents, almost in the middle of its 52-week trading range, 87 on the high, 23 on the low. Looks like a market cap out of $105 million. So some great numbers there, but you've got to crunch it because you can't just straight multiply 1.7 billion barrels of oil equivalent times $95, which is about the price of oil lately. Nonetheless, whatever's going on in the Middle East is helping them right now with oil moving up. So do your due diligence on WesternZagros. Next up, Northern Gold Mining, TSX Venture, NGM. They announced, listen to these numbers, 58 meters of 1.08 grams per ton of gold, including 2 meters of 13 plus grams per ton, plus 18 meters of 2.08 grams per ton of gold, including a meter of 13.27 grams, and finally 2 meters of 7.13 grams and 1 meter of 8.32 grams per ton of gold. These are asset results for 7 more diamond drill holes totaling just under 1,500 meters on its ongoing 30,000 meter drill program at their Garson deposit on the Garrison Gold property, which is located within the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. That property has 2 advanced stage exploration targets on it, each of which has an NI 43-1 compliant mineral resource estimate. So some great numbers, some great validation through 2 43-101s on 2 of their targets there. So go take a closer look at the company. And congratulations to Martin Shefsky and his team. Closed Friday, 48.5, right at its 52-week high, basically 50 cents on the high, 10.5 cents on the low. So a lot of very happy shareholders there. Next up, Malbex Resources Venture Exchange, MBG. They're reporting 5 meters of 48.34 grams per ton of gold within 103 meters, averaging 2.84 grams per ton of gold. These are results from 2 holes at the company's Del Carmen Gold Silver Project in Argentina. Go take a look at all the numbers. These are some fantastic numbers. I really like what I see here. And I don't know a lot about Malbex. What I do know is they hold an indirect 100% interest in 3 exploration projects in Argentina's El Indio Gold Belt, which hosts over 40 million ounces of gold in past production current reserves. 2 of the projects are in close proximity to Barrick's Veladero and Pascua-Lama gold deposits. So, hey, you like the proximity at the same time. You got to like these numbers. Really sweet. Closed Friday, 80 cents, 95 on the 52-week high, 28 on the low. A lot of happy subscribers, shareholders there, sorry. Market cap about $80 million, gives you about 100 million shares outstanding. Definitely worth looking up. Let's move over to China. JASO, trading on the NASDAQ under JASO, my apologies. 4th quarter and full year results for 2010. This is one of the world's largest manufacturers of high-performance solar cells and solar products. These are results for the period ended December 31st. Here are the highlights. Record 4th quarter shipments, 463 megawatts. That's an increase 11% sequentially. I love that. 100% year over year. Full year revenue, $1.78 billion. That's an increase of 211%. Gross margin, I was really impressed with this, 21.7% versus 12.8% in 2009. That's a huge jump. Talking about 75% increase in their gross margin. Love that number. That translated to net income of $266 million. GAAP earnings per share, $1.61. I'll talk about why that's important in a second. Fourth quarter net income, we call $119 million. GAAP earnings per share, 59 cents. I'm going to talk about that as well. Strong balance sheet, cash balance, $347 million. Now, why do I want to talk about those numbers? For the full year, GAAP earnings per share, $1.61. Company closed at $8.51 on Friday. Based on these numbers, you're buying the company at just over 5 times earnings, and they're growing top line by 211%, and they're growing bottom line, their gross margins by 75%. So that's cheap on its face if you're looking at growth. And then if you factor in fourth quarter earnings per share, GAAP, 59 cents. Let's call it 60 just to make the math easy. If they can continue, that's a big if they can continue that kind of margin, that kind of earnings per share over 4 quarters, they're going to bring in $2.40. So you're talking about a company that's potentially trading at 3.5 times forward earnings all the way around. This is a big win, even though it's trading at $8.52. 52 high, 10.24. 52 low, 4.22. You've got to look into these numbers. These are really good, and I love China and I love solar, and I just think these are worth looking into. And finally, like we say, not all that glitters is gold. ATA Inc. trades on the NASDAQ under ATAI. They put up their third quarter results for December 31st, 2010. Revenues up 78% to $20.6 million, which exceeded their guidance. Net income up 384% to $4.7 million. Big numbers there. They closed Friday 453. 459 is a 52-week high. 272 is a 52-week low, and they provide computer-based testing and test-related services in China. You know we think about China, so if a company's putting out these kind of numbers, that warrants more due diligence on your end. That's a wrap. 5 great press releases. I can't even say it's a quality over quantity day because we have 5 awesome press releases. In fact, we have to cut out a couple just to keep the show short. As always, if you're looking for more great small cap resource and energy companies that we've covered, and you watch this on Globe Investor, then I'd look below me or to the left of me, depending on the page you're on, to look at the companies we've covered over the past few days. Otherwise, get up to the front page of AGORACOM if you're not already there. Watch the show on a daily basis or watch through our syndication partners. Take a look at the best headlines are on the front page and get into the directory to discover your next great small cap investment. That's a wrap. Have an amazing day. See you tomorrow.